Hello and welcome to the Fairy Tale Journeys by Todd Bro podcast. Sit back, relax, and let's discuss all things Disney, Universal, and cruising vacations. Hello, this is Todd, and welcome to episode 6 for Saturday, September 9th, 2023. And in today's episode, we are going to discuss all the announcements today that Josh D'Amaro at the Destination D23 event made in reference to all the new things that will be coming to the Disney resorts and parks. So thank you for coming back. Like I just mentioned today, this weekend at Walt Disney World, they're having the Destination D23 event that celebrates all things Disney. Usually Disney has this event the opposite years that D23. If you're not familiar with D23, it's a big Disney convention that they have every other year, and typically that happens in Anaheim at Disneyland. Well, in the opposite years, they have what's called Destination D23, and that happens at Walt Disney World. Well, today they had a Parks and Resorts type of event with Josh D'Amaro, and he was talking about the new things that will be coming to the parks and to the Disney Corporation. So let's get into it. I'll discuss and kind of explain what they announced today. So let's see. It's going to not really be in any particular order. It's kind of going to be jumping around from park to park and place to place. So one of the first things they announced was that for Star Tours, the Star Tours attraction, that the character Ahsoka will be becoming a part of both the Star Tours attraction at Hollywood Studios and at the Disneyland Park in California. So they're going to be inserting her into some scenes into there. If you're familiar with the attraction, there's typically a Star Wars character that will talk during scenes of the ride. So the ride, in the attraction, you see different. You go fly through, the planets and that sort of thing. Well, in between those sections, they usually have a character talking to you. So I'm guessing that's probably what they're gonna have. Um, is have Ahsoka in that section. They've had Yoda and C3PO and some other characters talk during that time, so maybe Ahsoka is going to be put into there. One of the next things they talked about, they have a new character called Asha, and she is from the new Disney animated film Wish. And then in some capacity, I'm not quite sure if they're going to be having this character Epcot and Disneyland. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a meet and greet with her. But look forward to something in Epcot and at Disneyland in regards to this new movie Wish and this new character Asha. One of the next things, if you're not aware, Disney is having the Hatbox Ghost introduced into the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World in that attraction, and they now finally have a date that it should be in late November that should be available. It had went down for a refurbishment for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and everybody thought, after that 2 or 3 days that the Hatbox Ghost was going to come out, and everybody was anxious and ready to see it, and then it never came out. So now they're, I guess testing and adjusting, and that sort of thing, and it's going to be, as they announced today, coming in late November. So that'll be pretty cool. Also, at Disney's California Adventure Park, they announced a new attraction that's coming to Adventures Campus. And it's basically a new world jumping vehicle that you're going to be in. And it's going to help, they say, help transport superheroes into the multiverse. So it looks pretty cool. I think from what I gather, it's going to be something like a Star Tours attraction. I could be wrong. But it is, they had announced or had mentioned that they were going to have some sort of new attraction to round out the Adventures Campus there in Disneyland. So I guess this is the next step in that. They just said more details are going to be coming. Didn't really say a timeline, but they did announce that there is going to be a new attraction still in the works for California Adventure. One of the other things they mentioned was there's going to be some changes and some updates coming to the Country Bear Jamboree starting in 2024. So the Country Bear Jamboree at Walt Disney World is getting all new songs, and the Bears will be performing on a new act, and that's going to be starting in 2024, as I just said. They're going to be reinterpreting some of the favorite songs in the genre of country music. It's going to be kind of like the Imagineers are envisioning a new experience as an homage to the classical musical reviews in Nashville. So the whole, it sounds like, is going to be a pretty drastic change. Some of your favorite characters, though, like Trixie and Big Al and others, will still be there. But looking at a poster and some concept art that they released, they have a couple of new people. One called Terrence Shaker and Ernest the Dude. So those look like two new characters. So seems interesting. Of course, I'm gonna miss the old Country Bear Jamboree. I can remember seeing the holiday version of the Country Bear Jamboree when they would have it during Christmas time. That was really nice. And then they also had a summer one, a summer version that is more for Disneyland, but they did have a summer version of the Country Bears as well. I'm talking, 15, 20 years ago, something like that. Um, so again, another change for that. Let me see if there was any other information. No, that's about it for that. So the next thing on the list is um, there is going to be an all new Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge that is coming to Adventureland at Magic Kingdom in Florida. And this is going to be the first of its kind of experience. And basically, it will extend the story of Pirates of the Caribbean. And so they are in the design phase right now. And of course, more details are going to be coming in the future. For what I can understand, or I'm just guessing, that is across the walkway from the Pirates of the Caribbean is the Tortuga Tavern, which is a restaurant, a quick service restaurant that is open, and during the busy peak times. And so I'm imagining that that would probably be the most likely spot for this new Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge to go. Uh, when you hear lounge, you might think probably maybe only adults, but who knows? Uh, there's nothing that says that. But I mean, there is other lounges around Walt Disney World that kids are more than welcome to go, like Nomad's Lounge at Animal Kingdom. It's not just for adults. Children can also go there. Of course, they serve alcohol at those establishments. So I would imagine they're going to be, rum flavored drinks and pirate, you know, stuff like that will be on the menu. We'll definitely be seeing. And they did not give a date of when this would be coming. Um, Something that is just about done, or pretty much is already done, because there's soft openings and annual pass holder openings, previews and stuff right now, is Journey of Water inspired by Moana, and that's at Epcot, and that will be officially opening on October 16th, 2023, this year, in about a month. This all new walkthrough experience located within World Nature at Epcot is I'm reading this, dedicated to understanding and preserving the beauty and the balance of the natural world. Um, and then also, from what I understand, there will be a Moana meet and greet associated with this, so that'll be pretty neat. Looks really different. I saw some previews online recently this week, and it does seem pretty nice. It's nothing I would probably wait in a long line for, but something new. Doesn't really seem that would be something that would go, at Epcot, the world of the future, that sort of thing. But again, Disney is going away from that, and they're having these different world, World Showcase, World Nature, all those different new lands that they're. It's not Future World and World Showcase like it used to be. Um, so that'll be opening up on the October 16th. Then they also announced that the new fireworks spectacular that's going to be happening at Epcot is going to be called Luminous, the Symphony of Us. So this is replacing Harmonious. As you know, the big barge, or you may or may not know, the big barges that were permanently in the lagoon have been removed. There are some smaller little barges that I believe are out on the lagoon. I don't know if those come in and out each night. I guess we'll find that out. Kind of like Illuminations used to be. Illuminations used to have these floating barges that would come in and out as the day went. But I believe there is a couple of more permanent structures that they added for this new Luminous show. But I don't think they're as intrusive to the sight lines as the harmonious, the big, humongous, harmonious barges were. So you can look for that debuting on December 5th. So any of you guys going for the in the fall time, in the winter time, you can look out for that on December 5th. So that'll be pretty neat. So this one is a head scratcher to me. This next one, because I'm like, and why do we need this? So Test Track, the very popular attraction at Walt Disney World at Epcot, is going to be reimagined along with the team from Chevrolet. And what they're saying is they're reaching back into the history for inspiration from the original World of Motion. So if you don't know, originally when Epcot opened, the attraction or the pavilion was called World of Motion, and it had a slow ride, and you would go on an omnimover, and it would go through the period of time how transportation was started from the wheel and horses, and then to cars and steamboats, and the whole nine yards. It was really neat. Then they reimagined it to Test Track, and Test Track was by General Motors and Chevrolet, and it had a theme of like you were on a proving grounds for a vehicle, how the Chevy engineers designed cars, so they put them through the test paces and crash courses. Then the famous crash course, swerves and curves, and just all that stuff to test how they test vehicles. Then it became the version it is now, where it's more almost themed to Tron and future, and low emissions and low carbon footprint and that sort of thing. And so now they're going to redo it again. Um, and they didn't say when this would happen, but I would imagine for something like this, that attraction, that pavilion will probably be closed for a good amount of time, a year or more. I would imagine, how long it takes Disney to do things. But it's like, to me, and this is my opinion, why are they redoing something like this when there's so many other things that they could be focusing on that needs more attention? I just don't get it. I know that they have problems with this ride, this attraction going down often, with on a daily basis, from what I understand. There's but like other things could use some TLC and some upgrades and things like that. So I don't think they need to be focusing on that. But hey, it's coming. It's gonna happen. They announced it. So um, one of the next things that they also talked about was the Disney Cruise Line. Um, if you aren't aware, of course, on my latest podcast, we talked about the Disney Treasure, which is one of the newest ships that is going to be coming out in 2024. Uh, maiden voyage December 21st of 2024. So if you're looking to take that ship, or into the early 2025, 7-night cruise to the Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean, get in touch with me. Send me an email, please, and I can help you book that cruise. So besides that, what I was got sidetracked saying was, so they announced today that the other ship that Disney acquired recently, Disney, if you didn't know, Disney acquired a new ship from another company was building a ship, and I guess couldn't afford to finish the ship, and so Disney bought it pennies on the dollar, very cheaply. Of course, millions of dollars. I mean, but compared to $1 billion cruise ship that they're costing now to build one from scratch, this one was about 75% built when Disney bought it. So they're just having to reimagineer it a little bit and make it more quote Disney. But they just announced today that the name of that ship will be called the Adventure, and this one will be primarily for the Singapore and Southeast Asia audience. So this is not going to be in the US. This is only going to be, like I said, in the Southeast Asia, Singapore area to cater to those clientele. Because which the ship originally was being built for that purpose. And I guess it just kind of got Disney thrusted into that situation and take on that part of the world, in the cruising industry in that sector. Um, there was always been some rumors that since the new ships, the Wish and the Treasure, the two new ships that they just recently are building and have built, that what were they going to do with the Magic and the Wonder, the two original ships? There were rumors that either one of those could possibly go to that area, to the Asia area and do cruises there. But now with this, with the acquisition of this new ship, the Adventure, that is going to take place and that it will take that area. So that's something to note about that. Um, Jumping to Animal Kingdom, there will be a new show based on the Zootopia characters that is being created for the Tree of Life Theater. So inside the Tree of Life, the icon of the Animal Kingdom Park, there is a theater, there is a show, Tough to Be a Bug. So that show will be replaced with an all new Zootopia experience. Um, so you'll travel along with Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and other characters, and some new adventure. So, and the Imagineers are currently finalizing the concepts, and more details are going to be coming for that. So that's pretty neat. I mean, the Tough to Be a Bug movie is perfectly fine. I love watching the experience. It is a little bit on the scary side for younger kids, um, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. It's a classic. I'll be sad to see it go because after that, other than maybe some other um, out of the country parks, there are no Bugs Life references at any of the U.S. parks because they had Bugs Land at California Adventure, I think, and that's gone. And then they had Tough to Be a Bug, and that'll be gone. So kind of bummed out a little bit about that. But Zootopia is a great show, and I think the characters are funny, and I think it'll be pretty neat. Um, Also, um, they also talked about some of the blue sky concepts that they were possibly dreaming of for the future of the Disney parks. That one thing they mentioned was future expansion plans at Magic Kingdom, supposedly the largest ever for this park. Um, the Imagineers are looking to tell stories, quote, beyond Big Thunder Mountain. And it's in similar scale to things like Galaxy's Edge or Pandora, adding new attractions, restaurants, and shows. So it looks like they're coming up with some kind of blue sky concepts for some sort of addition to Magic Kingdom. Um, and maybe there's an area behind, like they say, behind Big Thunder Mountain, beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Maybe in that area, there's some expansion area that they can add more to the park. So I'm excited to hear something more about that. Um, One other big announcement. I say these are all big announcements to me. Um, Starting tomorrow on September 10th, there is going to be a new meet and greet with Figment. at the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot. So, and it's going to be a full size character. It's not going to be a puppet or an animatronic, but it's going to be a full size character. So, yeah, the very popular Figment will have a brand new meet and greet starting tomorrow. So, if you're heading to Walt Disney World anytime soon, you'll be able to check him out. They also had mentioned, speaking, going back real quick to some of the Blue Sky events or Blue Sky concepts. There are going to be some new experiences. This is at Animal Kingdom. The Dino Land area has been. They talked about this a few months ago that there possibly could be some changes to Dino Land. That maybe it might be going away completely. And so this is going to be probably what they having is new experiences inspired by Encanto. So the Academy Award winning Walt Disney's animation film studio and fan favorite show Encanto uh, could take over that area. Um, they also mentioned something about possibly um, some stuff in regards to Indiana Jones are being considered for that reimagined area. Um, they did mention that there's a long way to go, and this is all, things they're thinking of possibly doing, but they're working hard and to stay, excuse me, stay tuned for more details. And so that's kind of exciting. I am very much into Indiana Jones, and I think that would really be cool. I would hate to see Disney Dino Land go because the actual attraction Dinosaur is really cool. I like that. Now, there's always been some rumors that possibly, because if you're not aware, the Dinosaur ride and the Indiana Jones adventure at Disneyland are both the same attraction, same ride vehicle, same everything. It's just themed differently. I think they're even the same path, like it winds and turns and everything, dips and dives, all the same. So if that would be the case, if they would take out Dinosaur for Indiana Jones and bring Indiana Jones to, I would be all for that. I've only ridden the Indiana Jones adventure once in my trip to Disneyland in 2015, but I think if they brought that and had a whole Indiana Jones land with like a market, kind of like the Cairo market and all that stuff, I would freak out. Other than Star Wars, Indiana Jones is my second favorite show. So Star Wars and then Indiana Jones, but George Lucas, both of those IPs are the best. So in that case, I don't think I would mind the Dino Land being removed. So that's very exciting. Let me look over my notes here and see what else they had. The Moana meet and greet, I said about that. Test Track Luminous, Pirates, Country Bears, Marvel, the Hatbox Ghost. Yeah, I think that is about all they. I might have missed one or two things, maybe. I'm not sure. But from what I can tell, that is all the announcements that they had today, which were quite a bit. Usually they have these sort of announcements scheduled for D23. They're the full D23 in Anaheim, but luckily this year they had a really nice presentation this morning at the Destination D23 in Walt Disney World. So that is it for this episode. It was mainly, and mainly to talk about what was discussed this morning. Sorry. Um, so if you have any comments or you want to have any feedback in regards to any of these announcements, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please send me emails in regards to the show. If you have any questions for me, I can definitely help you out, answer those questions. Maybe if I start getting some questions via email, I can answer your questions on the podcast. So please, I would greatly appreciate you having some feedback and sending out some emails. Talk about, what do you think about the meet and greet with Figment? What do you think about the new Pirates lounge? What do you think about the cruise line and the treasure and this new and the adventure? What do you think about all that? Um, you can email me at ftj@tb@gmail.com. And yeah, great. I would appreciate any feedback. Again, I am a Disney travel agent, independent travel agent for Fairy Tale Journeys. And if you would like me to get you a free no obligation quote for any Disney destination, I would be happy to help you. My services are free of charge. If you're looking for Universal Orlando, I do that. I can help with Royal Caribbean, beaches and sandals resorts. So now is the time, if you're looking for your 2024 vacations, now's the time to start booking those. It's never too early to book any of those vacations right now. And tune in next time for my next episode. And thank you and have a good day. Well, we have come to the end of this episode of the podcast. If you would like help booking and planning your next vacation, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can provide you with a free no obligation quote. I can be reached via email at ftjbytb@gmail.com or call 337-380-0111. Thank you, and may the force be with you always.